If you want people to care, you have to create value. People only care when they find value in what you're putting out, or they find value in you. That's why it's so hard to that's why it's so hard to get off the ground when you're just starting out on whatever endeavors you're trying to do. That's why it's so hard to get off the ground, because it's like people are like, why should I care? Why should I care about what you're talking about? Why should I care about your product? Why should I care about what you got going on? Why should I even care about you personally? You have to give people a reason to care. You have to create value for yourself. You have to make people be interested in what you're saying and what you're doing and what the product you're putting out. Otherwise, you just get lost in the sea of millions of other people that's trying to do similar things. That's why just starting out, is you don't focus so much on the accolades, and so much on the awards, and so much on the pat on the backs. Like, you don't focus on don't focus on none of that. Don't focus on the congratulations. Don't No. Just focus on what you got going on. Focus on what you feel like you have to offer. Because when people watch this video, their first thought that comes to mind is, okay, he's speaking, he's saying something, but is it something of value? Is this something that I could use in my life? Is this something that I could, you know, take what I want and use, and is this something that could benefit me? So that's what people get when they click on this video. Is this something that could benefit me and what I got going on? Or is this something that I could use and make it help my life feel easier, make my life easier? Can it make my life easier? Is this some advice that I could use? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Some people are gonna watch this video, and some people, they're gonna like, okay, I could use that. I like this guy. Let me keep track of what he got going on. And some people, they're gonna come across the video and like, okay, I can't do nothing with this, so I'm gonna keep it moving, and that's perfectly fine. But like I said, if you want people to care, you have to create value. You have to create value for yourself. You have to turn yourself into somebody. People love familiarity. People love familiarity, and they like, okay. When somebody get used to seeing you all the time, they get used to that. They get used to seeing you. They're used to seeing you. They're used to seeing you. They're used to seeing your face. So you become familiar. People love things that are familiar. That's why nostalgia is so big. Nostalgia is so important to some people in the world, because it reminds them of certain things. So people love things that are familiar. So that's why consistent is also important, because once you're consistent, that, okay, people see you over and over and over again, they become familiar with your face, and like, that's pretty much it. But yeah, like, come on, you have to create some type of value in this world for people to care about what you got going on. If you don't have no value, then why should people even care what you got going on? Like, why should they even care? They could just go watch somebody they're familiar with. Instead of watching you, they could go pay attention to somebody they're familiar with, somebody they've been watching for years and years and years, who probably talking about the same thing as you. It's just that they're more trustworthy, more familiar. That just the ideal person. That's like soda. That's like a product. Let me give you a product like that's like Coke and like RC Cola. Or they might taste the same. They might both be colas. They might taste the same, but people are so familiar with Coke. That's just what they're gonna go for. If they had the option between RC Cola and Coca Cola, they're gonna go with Coca Cola. That's just what they're familiar with. So that's just, even though there might be similar products, that's what they're familiar with. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. You got to create value. You got to make yourself somewhat of importance. You gotta make people care about you. Make them care about you. Make them care about you. Give them a reason to care about you. Give them a reason to care about what you're talking about.
I'm going to eat your breakfast.
All right, come on. But yeah, give them a reason to care about what you're talking about. That's all I gotta say. That's all I really gotta say. But you can't be, just for content creation, for example, you can't be a content creator. Nobody knows who you are. You might have the best product in the world, but nobody knows who you are. So it's like, okay, is your product really that good? Your product might be the best, or your advice, or your motivational, or your comedy, or whatever you decide to do, your lifestyle, whatever you decide, it might be the greatest in the world. But if nobody cares and nobody knows who you are you really expect to move the needle? Like, no, you got to make people care. And that comes over time. It's not going to happen overnight. It comes over time, and it comes with consistency. So you got to make people care. Make people care what you got going on. That's why I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that even though I might not have the biggest following on social media, but I have people that are consistently, stay upon on what I'm doing. I know people they'll stay upon like what I'm posting, what I'm talking about, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because they don't have to. Because they probably see some type of value in what I got going on, and for whatever reason, they come along for the journey, and I love that. I love that because they don't have to. But yeah, I know I'm rambling. Because I'm just going off the top of the head, but I hope I get the message across. But yeah, the message is just make people care. You have something you want to show to the world, make the world care. Other than that, because nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. It don't matter what you're talking about. It don't matter what product you have. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. You have to create value. Once you create value, people are gonna wait. People can't wait until you put out your next product, put out your next video, put out your next whatever. People can't wait. They can't wait. They might even just hit you up. Hey, when this dropping? Blah blah blah. When this coming out? Blah blah. Because you created value. You created a name for yourself. Once you create that value, they can never take that value away. They can never take that value away. So yeah, that's all I want to say for y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just create value for yourself. Create a name. Create a brand. Give people a reason to care. Give people a reason to search your name up. Give people a reason to check and see if you post. Give people a reason to turn on your notifications. Give people a reason. That's all. Just give people a reason just to care about you. To care about you. And like I said, it's not gonna happen overnight. It takes time. It takes a little bit of time. I'm not gonna lie to you. It takes a little bit of time. But like I say, no effort goes unnoticed. Even though you might put in some effort and you might not see results right away, it does not go unnoticed. And it does pay off in the long run. Every little effort counts. Every little single effort counts. Even though you might not see the results right away, every little effort counts. So put yourself out there. Do what you got to do, no matter how small it may seem. And I guarantee you, with enough consistency, your day will come. Your day will come. You just gotta keep your faith. You just gotta keep your faith. Stay strong-minded and know that it's possible. Don't ever feel like it's not possible. Just know that it's possible. But yeah, that's my message for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I tried to, get it across as best as I can. Like I said, I'm going on top of the head, so I'm just trying to get it across as best as I can. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all again. Peace.